All right, look at this. We've reached the 2025 and we are back. We are back. Everyone, welcome. Here we go. But we are kind of back, but someone has shit the bed. Fucking Richmond, they knew that they were going to be absolutely rubbish this year. And they just left. Do you believe it, people in the chat? Do you believe that the Richmonds? I believe it because they're a bunch of weak, soft penises. That's what they are, mate. And they've decided to leave. But don't worry about him. We'll talk about him a bit later. Here we go. Welcome, Mark. How are you, mate?
Fantastic, guys. Good evening, fellas. Good to be back this year, 2025. I just quickly want to congratulate the Brisbane Lions for winning last year's
that. You're already starting with nice
2024 grand final. Now we don't have to listen to Manny talking shit about Collingwood for the next 12 months. So congratulations to the Brisbane Lions. Well deserved. And new beginning again this year.
100%, man. And Manny, how are you, mate? You're looking fit and healthy there.
Good evening. How are we, fellas? Yeah. 2025. I'm just happy for another season. It comes quick. It's a fresh year. Mate. It's a new slate for everybody. Of course, there's an exception to the rule. Richmond supporters, you got no hope. Quinn's leading the way. No balls, no guts, no glory. He knew he wasn't going to face the music. There was a song they were playing. He used to give me roses. I wish it wouldn't end. Well, guess what, Quinn? You gave up, my boy. You couldn't face reality, and you've escaped. Never mind. We're here. We're here for banter. 2025 Fourever Rivals. Good evening.
Oh, that's a good speech there. And just quietly, Richmond, it is a very poor effort. I am absolutely disappointed, but we're going to try. I have been looking and we are interviewing people. I got someone I'm talking to. So I'm going to also put it out to the chat there, right? If there is a Richmond supporter out there who wants to get in contact, Jumper Punch, right? thejumperpunch@gmail.com. I need to talk to you to see if you're worthy of coming onto the show. And we might see, we might do something different. I'm not sure, but the show's a bit different. As you can see, the background's a bit different now. We put a tough background. I said I'm sick of the purple. I want something tough. So we got the black background out there. Before we keep going, let's say hi to a few people. We got good day, lads. We got Adam Baggers there. We got Lone Wolf Ant always there. Galicchio always comes back. The lads are back. Where is Manny? What do you mean, where is Manny? There he is right there. But since we're saying that, there is another one here. We got our favorite Greek. Look at this. Manny looks slim. What's going on, Manny, mate?
I had a haircut.
Yeah.
Had a haircut.
We got Matula. We got Frank. He's always in there. Enzo Valentino. Look at this, man. He's Manny's younger brother. You're looking slim there. And we've also got our very own from the Jumper Punch, Scotty Tompkins. He's in there. Back to the Woodworks Tiger Heads. They're done. They are done. And then let's just thank Lone Wolf Ant, $2 has Quinn microwaved his membership. I think they've done the microwave. What do you reckon, guys? I reckon he's shit himself, mate. He's done. So we're going to do a bit of a different look. We're still going to do our talk. We're going to go over. Well, there's only one game really this week, and that's Collingwood and Gita. No, well, for us, there's only one game.
Okay. Yeah.
The rest are there now. What we're going to do quickly is, in the second half of the show, it's going to become a talkback show, guys. So I'm going to put the link up there, and you can join us. And if you've got something to say, if you think that you got something to say to Manny or Quinny, or what about all you Collingwood and Essendon people?
Yes.
come on and give
Come
me
on.
a bit of a hike. Use all talk on the chat, ba. Get on there and let's see what kind of balls you got when you come onto line. So yeah, so later on we're gonna put it on, and yeah, if you want to jump on, man. Say hi, say bye, say whatever you want, mate, and we're here to take it all. I want to see if one of you can make the two dumbheads over there cry, because that's my target this year, right? So we got a few more before we go on. Tracy, ready, lads? Good to have you back. I am disappointed, but listen, Quinny got another job, so he works at nights. He's trying to earn some money, but he did say he's going to make a cameo appearance when he can. So that's what he told us, but I reckon he's just a bloody soft pussy. But anyway, got a few new people here. Josh Rom, never heard him. Hello, Rocco. Go Blues, mate. So we got that. So everyone get ready. Later on, we're going to put up the link. We're going to ready to rock and roll. What do you reckon, guys? All right. So the other two things I'm going to have to mention quickly is, first of all, mate, if you haven't got your tickets, make sure you get your ticket to the JP. This is your last chance. Scan the barcode. Go use the code TJP10 and you get yourself 10% off. It's going to be a big day. It's supposed to be like 28 degrees on Sunday, so it's going to be a nice day. Plenty of beer drinking. We start at 4:30, and who knows what time we're going to finish. So make sure the barcode's up the top there, or you can just go to the link underneath. The other thing I'm going to ask everyone to do, and this is for a bit of fun, right? So it's in the chat. I've put it on just above, or you can go to the link, or it's linked on top if you're on YouTube, is everyone join the Jumper Punch footy tips. It's for free, right? We're getting everyone to join. We're going to have a massive footy tips this year. Everyone get on there. It's simple to join. It's for free. And in actual fact, the winner, mate, gets some merch and also $200 prize. So you can't go wrong, man, for winning this comp. Second gets some merch. Third gets some merch. So there's prize. It's all for free. And let's see who's the best tipster. What do you reckon, guys? Let's see.
Well, hey, going on the tips, Rocco. What about last year? What happened with the tips? Fourever Rivals tips. Was it a draw? We ended up being a draw between me and you.
There was a draw at the end.
It was. So do I get a prize?
What do you get? How can you get a prize for a draw?
Well, we both get a prize then.
You just want a prize for being not even winning anything. You just like Essendon, you just want prizes for not winning anything.
We become a draw, mate. I think at least give me something like half a dozen Italian sausages or some chops or something like that.
I'm giving you airtime, mate. That's enough for you.
Airtime, okay. All right. Well, I did come back from that footy tipping last year, mate. So it ended up becoming a draw, wasn't it, Manny? Hey, good draw that was.
Good comeback there, Mark. You definitely proved that even though you're a Bomber supporter, you know your footy, which is good.
Correct. Good on you, Manny. Good on you, mate. Thanks,
mate. The peptides are coming out already for Essendon, mate. They're already ready to rock and roll, mate. So we got Jay. He's a regular. Here we go. All right, seriously, come on and. He's two of the ugliest blokes I've seen. Like, I'm seriously I'm a little bit surprised people still stay around when they're watching this show with you. What's Enzo say about Quinny?
Face that only a mother can truly love.
Here you go. Yeah, that's true. Quinny will make an appearance after every Tigers win, so we'll only see him once. Yeah, that's right. Hey, they're going to struggle this year, mate. They're going to struggle. Here we go. They're starting. Hey, all you guys later on, you want to say this in person, Essendon the losers. You excited about Kaku? That's for you, Mark.
Yeah, Keiko.
Coco? That's Kaku.
Kaku, yeah. Keiko.
It's
an O. It's not a U at the end of it. It's an O. Keiko.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right. Are you excited about him?
Oh, very excited. Yeah. Obviously, very high draft pick and small, medium forward. Very exciting player. Knows where to kick the goals, knows the goals, and reminds me a little bit of Darren Buick. So I think if he keeps coming and staying at the Bombers, I think we'll be right for the next 10 years with him, mate. So, Keiko, it is for sure.
Yep. Oh, Wacko. Here we go. Scotty Tonkins straight away. Wacko for Kako. He was on the jumper punch last night. It's absolute star. He's going to be the one doing the rocking all over the birds. I can't wait to see what he's going to bring and I expect him to come on later on, man. I'm going to put up the link. I expect him to come on because he had a few things to say about you guys last night, and I want him to say it on camera. Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
okay.
It's not hard to say something about loser sides like you guys. Seriously, yous haven't made the finals in 20 years. Yous are slowly dropping, Manny. Did you get your membership this year or what?
Yeah, I've got my membership, mate.
Yeah, that's good. It's about time you bloody actually support the side instead of being a bandwagon supporter.
Yeah, we're looking fantastic at the moment. We had that little training session against the Tigers the other day.
You should have. You should have, Manny. Everyone, I just want to tell you, Manny, after the ritual win, he was on the phone. He was telling us how good they look. He was that excited about beating. The
Magpies are looking very, very slick. They're looking very, very slick.
We'll see how.
Hey boys, sorry, I just thought I'd get into it really quick. Yeah, happy anniversary to the Carlton Football Club, 30 years without winning a flag. We are the old 30 years without a flag.
How many of you guys? When was the last time you guys won, man? It was only. Hey, when was the last time you won one?
Yeah, my apologies. It's our 25th anniversary too. See the Bombers fly up, win the premiership.
And if you actually want to be smart, Scotty's right on. It's actually 29. It'll be 30 at the end of this year.
No, I'm already being premature.
Oh, you anticipating, are you?
Already proactive.
We'll call Mark Nostradamus. That's what he's predicting. Marco Nostradamus.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, you're done, mate. Scotty's not even going to leave anymore. You are done.
Scotty's all right. I saw Scotty last night on the jumper punch. I watched the show last night, guys, and mate, he looks sweet, mate. He looks fit.
He looks like a young Bryce Gibbs, mate, when he was at his best.
Long hair. I can remember having that hair when I was about 21, 22, mate. He looks fit and really up to it, Scotty. So you're looking well, mate, and congratulations. You're looking really good, buddy.
All right. Hey, listen, let's get into I reckon before we get on, because later on we can have a bit of a chat with the people, but I was thinking let's get in because we got a few issues that I reckon we should be talking about. So let's go next. We're talking Fourever footy now, guys. There's a bit of talk about this week, and the thing I think that everyone, and it's on their mind, right, is this opening round. What's going on? Has this been a disaster or what, mate? I know, Mark, you've got some big opinions about this. What do you reckon? Because your team's not playing, but the reason your team's not playing, it's not because of the Storm. It's because they're shit, right? Yeah. But they don't even know when they're going to move your game to because they can't work it out yet, mate. It could be between round 17 and 18. It could be at the end of the year. They don't know what they're going to do with your game, mate. So what do you reckon about? Is this working, this opening round, or what?
Mate, to be honest, it's proven already, I think they're starting the games, too early in the season because, you got March 8th and 9th. That's still prime summer. Where years ago it'd be late March. The first round will be late March 9th, 29th or 28th. So I reckon the games are starting too early and there's going to be a lot of Storms out there. But this gather round, or zero round, whatever it's called. My apologies, the zero round. I think it just needs to go. It's a waste of time. Maybe why don't we just gather round for round 1 and play 9 teams in that week, or 9 games in that week, and move on, because I think this zero round is a zero waste of time for all supporters out there. So that's my opinion. I reckon that we should maybe just do a gather round on the opening and have 9 games played, and everyone can support their own teams. It's just a waste of time, mate. Honestly, what there's 2 games playing this week now, and even if there was 4 games played, it's just a waste of time.
It's shit, man. To tell you the truth, I mean, last year we won. We went down to Brisbane. It was we played that first game, and you look forward to all winter. All summer. You're looking forward to the footy, right? It's played in Melbourne. It's mainly played in Melbourne, right? So you've got 9 Victorian teams. You got bloody Geelong. So you got 10 Victorian teams up here, right? We've been waiting all summer, and then they play 4 interstate games in the first round. Well, what is that, mate? Like, just play every Victorian club, right, against each other in round 1. That's it, mate. Play everybody. Play Richmond, Carlton, play Essendon, bloody Geelong, play Collingwood and Hawthorn or whatever, you know what I mean? Have the big games the first weekend, mate. Go bang. Like, look, you come there, you got 4, even if they play, just say they played these shit games, right, interstate this week, right? They're all shit. You think about it. GWS Collingwood in the first round. Essendon, who are you playing? Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
Fucking is it Gold Coast, man? And the first game of the season, right, is Sydney. Who is it? Sydney and Hawthorn or whatever.
Hawthorn.
Not bad, but come on, mate. We want the big clubs playing the first round, mate. 100,000 at the stadium. That's what we want, Like, Dude, bloody not. I just don't get it, mate. And it's been years and it hasn't worked. The only reason they did it was for this NRL, because they want to get into their bloody. Who cares, mate? What, you think that we're not big enough, right? That we need to pinch their shit supporters? What? There are half a dozen people that go and watch a game. We get more people at Federation Square, mate, than they get to games. Like, get out of here. I'm telling you.
So what I don't understand, Rocco, is that, so if we played this week against Gold Coast over there, right, in round 4, we get a bye. Like, there's a bye. Well, what the fuck? What does a bye mean after round 4? What, the players got to rest? Mate,
we got a bye round.
What's the bye
We're
for?
getting a bye before the season starts. How does that work?
I can't justify it. Because we played 0 round, we deserve a break. Well, fuck. Round 4, we deserve a break. It's absolutely ridiculous, mate. Just scrap it. Do a gather round. So they're doing it in Adelaide again this year, and I reckon that's bullshit as well. That it should be rotating to every state every year. Adelaide have got a contract now that a gather round is in Adelaide every year now. Why? Why does it have to be in Adelaide? Fucking have it in Queensland in 2 years' time. Have it in fucking Perth or Melbourne. Get rid of this 0 round. Maybe start gather round as a 0 round, and then start round 1 again from there. And just
the footy gods.
Just people in the audience too, man. Just if you got something you want to say, let us know, man. And then later on we can have a discussion about it. But go for it.
The footy gods have spoken. They got this. What's happening up in Brisbane? They got this cyclone. What are they going to call it? Cyclone. Shove it up the AFL's pooper. Because I can tell you right now, it has, to me, what's really interesting, right? I'm sitting, actually, no, let me rephrase that. I'm lying in bed and I'm watching the morning news. And the news presenter started with disaster for the AFL. Now, if you paused it right there and then, when I heard that, I thought, right, some team has been involved in some major accident, or there's been someone's dropped a bomb in the MCG, and there goes, and all of a sudden they're saying they're going to have to look at moving games because of this tornado. Maminka, what is this world coming to?
Well, the thing is, and it's pretty bad. And already even the Brisbane player, I think Lockie and Hill said he wasn't going to play regardless.
That's
he
right.
wasn't going to play with the Storm. He wasn't going to go out there. So he's already said that. The other thing is, so the other two teams can play in round 4 because they've both got the bye then. So it works out all right. But as I said, you guys, they don't even know when you're going to play yet. And they're considering, I heard this today, listen to this, Mark, I don't know if you heard this, right? They're considering you playing Gold Coast 2 weeks, 2 times in a row in a week.
Yeah.
They're considering that. Play your game and then play it the week later. Like, what is that? How can you do that? Like, it's ridiculous, man. They just stuffed it all up, man. Yeah. Like, as I said, what's wrong with the way it was going before? You play every team in the middle of the year. You get 2 bye rounds. Half the team has a break. Next week, other team has a break, and you keep playing. Why? What are we doing here?
Why break tradition? Why break it? You know, you've done what you've done, but as long as I can remember, it always starts with Richmond and Carlton.
Well, Friday for the last 8 or 9 years, it's been like that. Okay. But it's a good start, man. And then on the Friday, you have another big game like a Collingwood and something, and then a Saturday maybe chuck in Essendon, even though they're not really.
And it doesn't matter how shit
and you could
Carlton might be, or Rich might be. That rivalry is so big that they're always good games.
Well, if you put those 3 sides over the 3 nights, right, you'll get nearly 250,000 people in 3 games. You'll get 80,000 a game, right? How much more bigger do you want the season to start? Like, think about it. It should start with a fucking bang, not this soft, limp dick that we're seeing coming up. Like, I'm not even excited about Friday night's game.
But that's exactly what I was saying, Rocco. We've got a game this Friday night between Sydney and Hawthorn, right? The opening round to the AFL of 2025. It just looks like a bloody another fucking practice game, mate. Like, there's no, like, I just don't justify the reason of why they're doing this. I don't know what it is, but they've got to get rid of it, man. They've got to get back to the supporters going out there and really just, the Carltons and the Essendons and Collingwoods and watching these big games as the opening round. Not Sydney versus Hawthorn on a Friday night. Don't understand, mate, but that's the AFL for us, eh?
We got Tracy Reed. He's a great supporter. It's not a real round. If we had all clubs participating, that would be different. I'd say get rid of it. And maybe in the future, how about showcasing up-and-coming draftees in a state of origin? Maybe. I mean, that was put up to put a state of origin into opening round if you really wanted to do that. Maybe. I don't like state of origin anymore. I don't want my players to play in state of origin. You know what I mean? Like, we're already getting too many injuries. I've got to worry about a state of origin, which means nothing at the end of the day. And they say that the players, they'll be happy to play it and that, but I don't know, man. Everyone, Slobbo is always on. Good stuff, mate. Make sure you subscribe to his stuff, man. He's pretty funny, man. He shows the best of Robbo. So make sure you get onto him. We got everyone else here. Oh, look at this, mate. You're getting some love here. Manny looks like an Adonis. Look at him. Look at the smile on his face. Shut up. You're an idiot.
Adonis. All right. What does Adonis mean?
Adonis means that you're an idiot. What's Frank says, just go to show that you don't need much brains to run much brains, I think he meant, much brains to run the AFL. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, because what happens, you know what this is like? I'll give you an example, Manny. When new management comes into a business, let's say like our ones, what do they try to always do?
Well, they want to change the world.
Always. They'll come in and they'll try it because they've got to justify their position. But sometimes what we need you to do is just keep running it smoothly. You know what I mean? We don't need this shit. Like, it really is ridiculous, this, man. It really is ridiculous. I'm not looking forward to... I'll watch Friday night, don't get me wrong, because I love footy, but I'm not excited about it. You know what I mean? I'm not excited at all, mate.
No.
I'm not excited at all. And then, wait, and before we go on, I just want to... I think there's an apology here we need. Mark? Did you read that?
Oh, sorry, Rocco. So,
he's
beautiful.
from Perth, so he's pretty upset that you've now offended the whole state.
No, I said it's not fucking. What is that? It's not fucking Perth. It's beautiful Perth. Well, beautiful Perth it is. Sorry, Rocco.
Nah, he loves you, mate. He loves you. He loves you.
I'd love to go there one day. I haven't been to Perth before. I'd love to go to Perth.
Oh, we got Peter.
Might to catch up, Rocco, one night.
He'll be at the stage show. Make sure you get your tickets. Make sure, last chance, man. Make sure. And also join the footy tipping, man. This is going to be huge, the footy tipping. I reckon this is going to be the biggest footy tipping competition of the year. Go up against the rivals. You go up against JP and everyone. We can see who's the real bragging rights here, man. So I like it. I like it. Yeah. So what else did you have? You had something else, Marco, did you, that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I had a few discussions. If you boys want to talk about it. I
want to talk about something. I want to get revved up.
Well, look, I mean, we're still talking about the AFL. So I was, just briefly, I was a little bit disappointed that Longmire resigned from the Sydney Football Club.
Really? But he's been there like 48 years. Like, how long do you want this bloke to be there?
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, he's been there for quite some time. But obviously they made the grand final last year. So, if that was me, coaching a side that still made the grand final, I'd still probably continue for the next 1 or 2 years. But I'm thinking that possibly maybe he might have felt that maybe Sydney on the way down. So you thought to just jump the boat and give somebody else that responsibility to coach him. But we're just quite surprised that having a team that just made the grand final, not to stay back another year or two. And
I think he mentioned something about being sort of spending so many years as the coach that he felt that he's missed out on a lot of quality time with the kids and and the wife and the kids and the family. So I think after a while it gets to a point where if your heart's not truly there, you want to move on. You think to yourself, what I've done. It would have been nice if they did beat Brisbane, because he would have. I think he already made his mind up, and he would have gone out with a bang. But that's football for you.
Yeah, no, I believe he would have gone out, because I think that Sydney is probably going down the trajectory, mate. So, regardless, I understand where you're coming from, Manny, with family and so forth, but he's not 65 years old. He's not a 65-year-old coach, mate. He's quite a young coach.
I know, but he's been there ages, man, like far out.
Well, Kevin Sheedy was there for 25 years, mate. So, he done what he had to do. And, Kevin Sheedy,
No, but he was there too long too. Like, it gets to a point where you say that, but like, I reckon he's maybe lost a little bit of voice there too. You know what I mean? As much as they made the grand final, the last two grand final have been absolute smashings. You know what I mean? Has he lost a little bit of voice? Maybe he feels like can't do it anymore, So, hey, listen.
Well, there's nothing against John Longmire. It was quite surprised that he just resigned and they've just thrown Big Cox now as a coach. I don't think they went through the process of maybe nominating a coach.
They just for a while, so they must have. Anyway, Julian Perry, the links, if you're watching it on YouTube, the link's on the top. And if you're not, it's at the bottom of the description in YouTube. It's also, I'll try to put it up later again, but it's also in the description. Yeah, so it's all in all our descriptions. You can join the footy tipping. You can join. All right, I only give you one to talk about. Did everyone hear about the doggies player, the young kid?
Who's that? What's his name? Bolt.
Hugo Helgen. Hugo. I can't say his name.
Hugo, whatever his name is. Did you hear about him?
Helgen?
Yeah. Everyone knows. Did you hear about him today, man? Like he's had a bit of a blue with the coach, man. He hasn't really done a good preseason. He's only just started training not long ago, and now apparently the team is kind of against him too, man. And the captain is against him too, mate. And I think I heard there is Hugo Holden. Laugh out. Yeah, that's it. Whatever. Hugo Holden. Whatever his name is. I can't even pronounce a normal name. I'm going to pronounce that name. Oh, yeah, here we go. Seba's in the house. Hit the like button. That's right, guys. Hit the like button. There's 60 of you in there.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. What's this one? The JUH tried to pop a cap. Well, that's the rumor. We don't know, but apparently, man, him and Lob had something to do, mate, and they had a bit of a blue, and he actually, like he said, he popped the cap, So there's been a bit of drama, and this is a number one draft pick, man. This is a number one draft pick who's not doing the right thing. So, and now, as much as Beveridge is under pressure, he's not going to play him because the bloke has already got heaps of injuries, and he's got to do the right thing now and not play him to show something which could almost cost him his job. Because you think about it, if the doggies don't make finals this year, man, his job's on the line, mate. And then you get one of your young stars who are not doing the right thing, mate, and almost probably giving up. Man, you got to be careful, man, because these chances don't come around too often.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I don't understand now. I mean, this young boy that number one in the draft pick. That you think there'd be a little bit of research. When you decide, well, you know what, he might be a good player, and that's all good. But how about let's take it a little bit further and see what are we dealing with here? Is he what kind of personality are we dealing with? I mean, all this kind of stuff. So, you got to blame someone for it, or maybe the limelight's gotten to him, thinking I'm the number one draft pick. I should be treated in a different way. Who knows what's going through this young man's brain? And it's sad. But somebody must have known something prior.
I don't know, man. They've got to do something about it. And they got to, and, I know he's a young kid and it's hard for these kids to come into the system and that. But, it's pretty disappointing for him and it's pretty disappointing for the doggies, It's good for us. We got him in round 3, so stuff them, But.
Oh, yeah, obviously the bond.
He likes it. So. Seba reckons that he should go. Here we go. We've got Johnny Holden. He'll be at the show. Hey, Rocco, don't disrespect the Holden. Hugo Hagen doesn't deserve the surname. That's right. 100%, man. 100%, man. So, yeah, it was a bit interesting I heard today. I also heard something. This might be a bit of a rumor. So I don't like working on rumors, but I like this one. It's about the Cats. I heard through the inside that they've been probably looked at for some salary cap breaches. So I don't want to be jumping to ahead, but I did hear that. And if it is true, I'm going to laugh my head off because everyone tries to bag us, but everyone does it until everyone's innocent until they get caught, mate. I'm telling you now.
Well, it's funny you say that, Rocco, because apparently their president was seen with the Carlton Football Club, and I think he was trying to get some advice on what do we do on account that we've really fucked up on this one. So
who was that? All right, Manny, that's a good one.
What's the worst that can happen?
I just want to know something, Manny. What was the president's name that you saw or that they saw?
I'm not allowed to disclose any information.
What do you mean? You already named it. No.
It's only a rumor.
No, you already named that. I gave names, but you already named the president. So we know it's the president. I'm asking you, do you know who the president is?
Yeah, he's some ugly-looking prick. I've seen him before.
You got no idea. You're just making up. You are
Big
a
ass.
exact same
Big
man.
ass.
You are full of shit. You don't buy memberships. You don't go to games. You are the worst. Not only
You're drifting.
Collingwood supporter,
What do we
you
say?
are the
You can't
worst
drift.
AFL
You're not allowed to
supporter
drift.
in the world.
You're drifting. Anyway, it was only a rumor, so let's watch this space.
All right.
Okay.
You know
What's the worst they're gonna do? What's the worst they're gonna do? What the outcome?
No, well, it depends on what it is. I mean, they could. It depends on what it is. The worst I reckon they'll probably do is give them a fine at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That's the worst. I mean, it's only going to be a small. It's going to be something like they've paid a player under the table. You know, they put him on the books of a business, and he was never on the books. It's going to be something like that. You know, so they're not going to be something, but it's still. Yeah. It's still something I can hang my hat on and say stuff.
Why couldn't other clubs do the same thing then? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
dodgy stuff.
And not get punished for it. That's what's happening.
What about if they find that they breached the cap with multiple players? Could they strip them of their premierships?
Yes.
Remember they did it to the Melbourne Storm.
Yes.
Remember they did it to the Melbourne Storm.
That's right.
Yep.
They did too. Yeah.
Yep.
It's always been funny how they kept all those players in the same side and all of them were happy. I reckon we go with that rumour.
The truth always comes out, mate. The truth always comes out.
Yes, he has. Have you got your fake 2025 membership yet, Manny? You know, the fake one you try to pass over to everyone?
I do have it, yes.
Yeah,
I do have it. I do have it, yep. I do have it. And not only that, Seba, I've got a little sticker for you there, bud. Got a sticker for you.
No, have you noticed something, Marco? Since he bought his membership, he's got to show everyone that he's a member, mate. No, I don't have to show anyone, mate. Every month, mate, my membership money comes out, mate. I go to all the games. I don't have to prove it, mate. I prove it by being there and putting you. What's that got to do with it? You want me to take you off again? Anyway, that means nothing. That was years ago.
Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
I won it in the fucking 19th century, like in the 18th century. It means nothing, mate.
You know what?
Where's your membership scarf?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. What number is on your membership patch? That'll show how many years you've been a member.
16.
16 years? Shut up. Show me the patch.
I don't have the patch here.
All right, next week you're bringing in the patch with 16.
Okay.
And your scarf. Where's your membership scarf? You got to have the membership scarf, mate. That comes in a package.
You know, I don't like
or bragging. A sticker. Where's your sticker? Where's your membership sticker?
I don't like bragging.
I want to see the patch, mate. That's what I want to see.
I don't want to start bragging, you know, but you know, it is what it is.
Sandra McDonald's. Where's? Oh, here he goes. Mate, I get them every year. I've got like a drawer full of them.
I can show you 50,000 of those, mate. Fucking hell.
I even use that for my
Where's your scarf? Where's the scarf? Where's
the tiger person shit himself and left?
2025. Where is it? I want to see it.
Yeah.
Where? Me. Member. I can't see it. Just says member. 2025.
You know what it is? You know what it is, Marco? I'll tell you, I know Manny better than anyone, right? He got that embarrassed the first year, right? That he was shown that he was not a member, that he had no choice but to get a membership. He had he would have gone into debt. He would have gone to get a loan, right? And his family would not have eaten because there's no way he would have not got a membership. You know what we're going to do? We'll get into the games and the tips, right? And then I'm going to put the link up and I'm going to get some people on there. What do you reckon?
Get them on there, mate. Get them on there.
All right.
Get them on there.
So as I said, there's only 2 games. So the first game is Hawthorn and Sydney. It's on the Friday night. I don't know where it is. Don't care. We'll be watching it. Let's get a quick tip. What do you reckon? And everyone, join the tipping competition, mate. There's a $200 prize. It's for free. And let's see who's the best tipster. I'll go quickly. I'm picking Hawthorn.
You reckon Hawthorn?
I reckon Hawthorn. There's only 2 teams, and I'm picking Hawthorn. Like, it's not. They're not playing in Sydney.
They are playing in Sydney. They are playing in Sydney. Yeah, they're playing in Sydney. They're playing in Gadigal.
Oh, but I mean, they're not playing. They're not playing at their home ground.
Yeah, like the finals.
Yeah.
So who are you going for,
Manny, who are you going for?
Look, I think it's not a simple answer. I did a bit of homework today. I spoke with a Hawthorn member, and I said to him, "Do you think that maybe this year is Hawthorn's year?" And you know what he said to me?
Is it at the SCG?
He said next year. But having said that, I think a lot of their boys played some great footy last year.
Playing at the SCG.
But I think Sydney's going to come out and new coach, maybe a fresh start from last year's disaster grand final. So I'm going to say Sydney.
Oh, that was a long answer for Sydney. It's at the SCG, is it, guys? I didn't know.
Yeah, so they've got the 2 games at the Sydney and the 2 games at Gold Coast.
I'm surprised with you, Rock, because you're really on top of your game. You normally know everything. You know where the game is.
Like I have no interest in you. Like I have no interest in what you've got to say. I have no interest in this first opening round. It's absolutely, you know what it is? A fugazi. It's a fugazi round. It's not real. It doesn't exist. Right, so I didn't know it was at the NCG.
Yeah,
Mark.
Anyway, boys, I'm going to keep the flip of the coin going, even though there's only 2 games this week. So,
good on you, Mark.
If you guys don't mind, flip of the coin for Sydney versus Hawthorn, home and away. Here we go. So I have got heads, which is Sydney for this game.
All right, so Sydney Hawthorn. All right, I like it. Yeah, no worries, Adam. You'll be crying when I'm on top of the tipping, mate. Just remember, I've won the last 2 with us, so I'll be taking care of this one too. All right, the next one is, I have got a graphic because that's what I do. I got graphics only for this game, and it is the Giants versus Collingwood. This is at NG Stadium, Sydney. So it's at 3:20 p.m. So it's actually on the day of the show. Everyone get your tickets, and we can watch it there together. And we could all barry for the fucking mighty GWS, you know. So it's Collingwood and G. So I gave you a bit of homework today, right? I gave you a bit of homework today, mate, Manny, and I said, it's your game. I want to hear what you've got to say about it.
Well, we're playing at the, is it NG? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes,
NG Stadium. Anyway, look. It's a fresh start. It's a new season. It's a clean slate. Where do I start? I mean, I look. Last year, I was getting people saying to me, the geriatrics. I think people need to understand that it's not geriatrics. It's just experience. That's all it is. Look at that. Even the coaches are ringing me up. It's experience. Right? You got a young player, you say he's only had X amount of games, he's inexperienced, all of a sudden you get, players, 24, 25 years old, and, that's the age to beat, and then all of a sudden you get anyone towards the late 20s, and it's a geriatric. Anyway, what can I start? What can I say?
First of of all, don't be rude and turn off that shit phone of yours because really,
Joel,
don't make
sorry.
it sound like
I'm
you're
sorry.
important.
I'm sorry. Houston, we have liftoff.
Yeah, you got a fucking back pocketer for fucking like $2.5
Well,
million.
let's just say that he's going to enhance.
Let's hope you win the fucking premiership with that.
You know what the word enhance means? You know what enhance means? He's going to enhance the defense. Houston, we have a liftoff, right? So, and we've got Harry Perriman. There's a mouthful for you. Harry Perriman.
He's another pensioner you picked
Sounds
up.
like it's fucking, yeah.
Look, he's come. He's going to be playing his first game against his old team. It's going to be interesting to see. But look, it's you can't take anything away from GWS, man. GWS, you know, they could be hot and they could be cold. Last year, they were the team that had the chance to play grand finals football, and then Brisbane came from behind. They came from behind like a Greek chasing the Italian. They came from behind, and they beat the GWS. But look, let's wait and see. Pre-season, you said to me, means nothing. The good thing is we've got no injuries, and the team is looking, as one commentator said, the Magpie team is looking slick. They look fit. They've a lot of players have lost a lot of weight there. I'm excited.
Why do you want your players to lose weight? Like, what's going on here? What are you talking about? They're supposed to put on weight, muscle, not lose weight.
Well, hang on.
They all fat were they?
You got players that've got the
muscle.
muscle.
On the Manny diet.
They got that. Well, maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they did. You know what I mean? You know, it sometimes it happens. But look, I think we're in for an exciting year. I think we're in for an exciting year. We've picked up some good players. As I said, Houston, Perriman, and Tim Membrey, who I think is going to be a huge contribution in the forward line. So
he was a hack for St Kilda, and he'll be a hack for you guys.
You know what? Look, yeah, you can sit there and say that if you like, but I think
I can and I will.
Well,
I can and I will. That's why they got rid of him, because he was a hack. Well, what do you think they got rid of? The only one you picked up was Houston, and you picked up a back pocket. That's what you've done. You spent like $2 million on a back pocket, right?
Yep,
but at the end of the day, you picked up two players that got rejected by their team.
Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that.
They would have kept them. They would have kept them, but they didn't.
Sometimes all you need is a player to move to another club, and the dynamics.
They didn't want to move, mate. They didn't want to move. They got pushed out by their club because not even a shit team like St Kilda thought that Membrey was good.
Well, let me tell you something interesting.
Let me tell you something. You've talked for like 10 minutes, and you've told me nothing about your side.
Stringer, who played for the great Essendon Football Club, right? Apparently, he was.
Don't start on the Essendon Football. Don't say the great Essendon Football Club.
I'm just trying to use an example here. I'm just trying to use an example here that sometimes it's all about the dynamics. They said that Stringer had sort of come to the end of the road with the Bombers. Now he's gone to, who's he gone to?
He went to GWS.
Right. And they reckon that
he's already going to have it.
He's going to Gold Coast. All right. So
he's already going to have it. He's out for 6 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But what they're saying is that apparently.
Who are you tipping, Manny? Who are you tipping?
All right, hey Manny, let's do some tips here. I gave you 5 minutes about your team, and you gave me nothing. All I heard was Houston. Remember, you didn't give me nothing about what you think. You gave me nothing. I saw your son come over before and put a bit of paper on the ground, right? And you couldn't even. Yeah, I saw him with a bit of paper, and you couldn't even get that right. Absolutely useless. I'm telling you, it's been an hour, 50 minutes into this show, and I'm already sick of you guys. Like, give me a tip before I take you off. What's your tip?
My tip is the Magpies.
All right, good. I'm going GWS all the way.
And you should.
And I will.
You know what scares me, Rocco? You know what scares me, mate? I don't know. There's something about Collingwood this year, mate. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I don't know. There's something about him that's I'm starting to get what?
I don't know. Of diarrhea.
Yeah, it's something about their I don't know. I just feel a little bit like, oh fuck, I hope not, but please don't.
You're another banana.
No, you know what?
They've got the right.
Many have said that Mark is one person with wisdom, and it's now coming. It's starting to show.
I'll only do this for tonight because it's our first show, mate. I'm going pretty lightly tonight, guys, because if I really wanted to start a bit of a, we can start
a punch up with you, no drama.
But
don't be shy.
Give me a tip.
But in saying that, I think GWS will win.
No.
You're just giving them a rap for like half an hour, and then you go up and I go GWS.
You set him up, Mark. You set him up.
All right, I'm going GWS too. All right, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put the link up, right? Right. And I'm going to let's get, if you want to come on, it's going to come on in a sec. I've just put it up there. So if you want to come on, there it is, man. Click onto the link and let's have a chat with the boys, mate. And we can see what's going on here. Come on, guys. I want you to come on here and I want to see what you've got to say. If you've got, like, you've all been smart in the chat, let's get on here, mate. And I want to hear something. Yeah, I want to hear something. So are you going to go to the game, Manny?
No, I'm not going interstate to watch the.
Of course you're not going to go. You don't even go to the G.
No. I do go to the G, Rocco. I do. I've been to the G many, many times, my friend. And like I said, last time I went, I actually had some magnificent VIP seats, which was I really enjoyed that game. It was against Melbourne a couple of years ago. But yeah, look. I think it's interesting to see who our first.
Well, we're waiting. Everyone's a bit scared to jump on.
What are they afraid about? What do they have to do, Rocco? What do they have to do?
You just got to push the link. I'll put the link in the chat. Just click onto the link and you can get on.
5 minutes, guys.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll get on. But anyway, and then so what are we going to do about? So we don't even know when Essendon's going to play, mate. So now you're going to get a week's rest when you weren't expecting it, right? And now all of a sudden you're waiting and you don't even – like they're saying round 24 possible. Imagine that after the season you have to play one extra game. And what if you do in finals?
Well, Rocco, think about what you're saying now, because if they make – let's say they decide to do that and you've got that game that may be the difference between a winner and a loser playing finals football. I mean, that could you know, footy is a funny game. You know, it'd be interesting to see, but it's just turned to shit for the AFL.
So let me ask you guys, the viewers, why Essendon's got the bye in round 4, right? So why can't they play that game in round 4? Is Gold Coast playing?
All right, stop talking your shit because we got our first guest.
Here
Here we go, Scotty Tompkins. How are you, mate? Scotty's all over the place. Show the guns. Show the guns.
Let's go, fellas.
Thank
you very much.
Come on, guys.
Don't want to hear it, Mark, because I'll get on to you in a minute.
Yeah?
But
No,
don't,
please, mate. You're too cluey for me, mate. You're too cluey for me, mate.
Yeah.
What's going on there, Scotty? You got the mic there, mate. You look like a professional there, mate.
Well, as somebody that doesn't even have his own show, I've actually invested in some barely amateur recording equipment, unlike some other people on this panel.
Exactly. Hey, look at Manny, man. He looks like he's in a dungeon. He couldn't even get a light organized.
I've set up the Gold Vegas mansion like a proper
Scotty,
studio,
where'd you get the mic from, mate? I'm looking at invest. I told Rocco last week that I was looking at getting a mic and backlighting and mate, all these bloody prices, $500 for this, $400 for that.
It's a small investment for at least some quality, Mark.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
I might invest in it then, mate. I might invest in it.
They would.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, it enhances the voice. It makes you sound a lot better than what you normally would, Mark.
Oh,
So it might be something for you. It might be something for you.
It sounds good anyway, Scotty.
Scotty, so
Thank you very much.
I don't know much about you, mate. I know you're a Carlton supporter because you're wearing that the Carlton uniform yesterday. So do you play footy yourself?
No, I've never played a game of footy myself, Manny. But only because I have a hip condition. My mother would never let me play, but I've got the natural talents. If I ever did put on the boots, I'd be best 22 on any side.
Good on you, mate. That's they always say that.
Didn't you tell me the other day you're going to do a marathon just to show everyone that it's not that hard?
Yeah, that's on the cards, definitely, or at the very least a 5K. 17 minutes first up.
I reckon Scotty would be like a bit of a Tommy Alvin type player. I reckon.
Who the fuck is that?
I won't go into the Bruce Dool era, but I'll get close to Tommy Alvin. How's that sound?
Oh well, actually, I've got a few frames I was going to put in the background. I've got a duel in the living room of the Gold Vegas mansion. But if you can tell me who that is, Mark, I might go slightly easier on you.
It looks like a maybe.
No, there's no way you'll
Ben Hand. Keep going, mate. Closer. Oh, that's
Come on, he's only the
Tommy
best
Alvin.
player.
That's Tommy Alvin there.
There's Tommy Alvin.
That's an old player. That would, if you said the name, Scotty, I'd know straight. I know who you talk. I just can't get me wording right for it. But
sorry, Mark, you couldn't answer the question, so I can't go easy on you now.
My apologies, mate. My apologies. Maybe
it's John Nichols, bro.
Hey,
it's John Nichols. Blue eyes.
That's it.
The gift of God.
You had to show me another picture of him, mate. You had to show me another picture that made me just refer a little bit.
What, do you think he's going to look any different in another picture?
Maybe in the ruck or something like that. Is a ruckman? Forward ruck, I'm guessing.
Forward ruck, pretty much.
Yeah. Great player.
I mean, he's only one of the most legendary players of all time.
Is he the captain of the Carlton team of the century? I think he is.
Yeah.
And is he in the AFL team of the century? He might even be in the AFL. I'm not sure, but I think he might be.
Hey, it's the Carlton one that only matters to me.
Oh, that's it. So what do you got to say to the boys, mate? Like, what do we got to say? Like, did you hear Manny's rant about Collingwood this year? What's going on here, mate?
It's funny that you say that because I did want to target Manny to begin with. And first of all, before we get started, Manny, I just wanted to say I think that it's fantastic that you're in good health and that you're looking well. And I don't want to speak for everybody in the chat, but we honestly do love you. And it's great to see you kicking goals in all aspects. However,
I really
don't think you can get a free hit just because of that. Now, Manny.
No, not at all. I thought you would have. I thought you would have maybe attacked Mark more than me because Mark was having.
Everyone gets a turn, Manny. Everyone gets a turn. Don't worry. No diversions. No diversions, Manny, because this is about to. after the crap that you just spoke about your list, I'm about to completely implode that club, which is basically going to do it itself. Manny, I want you to answer as to the absolute diabolical state of the Collingwood Football Club's list at this time. To give a bit of context, we all know that you are by miles the oldest list in the league. Not only that, out of your elderly talent, above 25 years old, how many A graders do you think you have on that list?
That's a great question, man. Like, that is a great question, man. How many?
Thank you, Rocco. Thank you. But no need to give Manny any extra time because it should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, that's it.
Look,
A graders, go.
well, listen. Like I said before, it's, you can sit there and say that we're geriatrics. I'm saying
I'm standing, Manny. I'm standing.
I've got players. We've got players who have got the experience.
Name them. A graders now. Because I can tell you there's 3.
Go on.
Above the age of 25.
Yeah, go on. You tell me.
No. This is
I'm making it easy for you. There's 3, and I'm being very, very generous with one of them.
I don't know. I want to hear your story, Scotty. You tell me. Go on. I'm
I'll give you one. Josh Dacos.
Yeah.
That's 1.
Yeah.
Dan Houston is another, but he was an A grader for another club. So really, he's an unknown element, but I'll give you him as well. And I'm very generous with calling Darcy Moore an A grade talent. Out of all your B graders, pretty much all of them are, 30 plus. None of them have the capacity to increase to A grade status over this season, next season, however long they're going to stay on the list. When we invert that and we look at 25 and under, you have Nick Dacos and who else?
Okay, but you talk about the numbers in terms of ages, yeah, and that's all good. But at the end of the day, you can have someone as young as Nick Dacos who can be an A class player, and you can have players like Darcy Moore, for example, who last year he was nowhere near that A class grade. Darcy Moore last year looked like a second grader, and Rocco made it very, very. He was very passionate about sitting there and bagging the shit out of our captain last year. So footy can be hit and miss. It's all about the dynamics. I honestly think that if we get if we have no injuries. And if our team maintains that fitness, I reckon we're going to be very, very hard to beat. I honestly believe we're going to be hard to beat. Very hard to beat.
God, you just went about there without answering the question. You went for a whole lot of.
It doesn't matter. I mean, what do I rate?
No, because he's asked you
A grader and a B grader. If you're playing for the AFL, if you're playing for the first team, to me, you're an A grade player.
No, that's rubbish.
You're probably missing a couple of, and Scotty as well. But for you, man, I'll just give you a couple of players. A graders being 100% fit. Jordan McGoey would be an A grade player. Scotty Pendlebury also would be an A grade player. So I would have added those.
He's done his.
Formally A graders. Formally, they'll never reach that again.
I don't think they will. No, because you're getting a lot older than. But you're saying over 25. If those players
and under 25, there's not even a B grader, C grader if they're lucky.
No, that's the key with Collingwood. I don't think they've got those the second and third tier players that might get them over this year. But I think they're going to be pretty dangerous this year, Collingwood. I think it's their last season to give it a crack. Otherwise, they'll be on their way to Sydney.
That gets onto the point that I was trying to make, Mark. Manny, the reality is, and as a paying member of your club, you should be irate at this. The way that Collingwood has set up their list, they are dooming a player like Nick Dacos to absolute misery for the rest of his career. We've had West Coast, Hawthorn, and Richmond all peak and then get ahead of themselves and sell their future and rely on aging stars. And what's happened to them? They've been fucked for 10 plus years. That is exactly where Collingwood's going. The only thing that you're going to win is maybe a few gifted Brownlows here and there. That's all you're going to see. And the entire fault is your list managers, and they have fucked it. Your coach is going to fuck off at the end of this year or next when you shit the bed, and there's no possible way to recover. You've given away your future.
Get in there, Manny.
I don't know whether you know much about footy, Scotty. I'm going to have to.
I've never played a game, Manny. How many have you played?
I sat there and I've sat there and I've listened to you, and you know what? And I thought you were trying to make a point about our A grade, B grade players, about our geriatrics. However, we're talking about 2 premierships in 11 years. You're going to be celebrating next year. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark. You're going to be celebrating next year 30 years without a premiership.
All right. I'm going to jump in for a sec. I'm going to jump in for a sec.
2 flags in 10 years, Manny. I'm telling you right now, just like yourself, the Pies are going for a significant lean period coming up.
You might be right.
Manny, you know what's funny? He's asked you questions, you didn't answer, and then you went and turned, and what you did was you tried to put it on Carlton now. He asked you a serious question, and you couldn't answer it.
It's not a serious question.
You couldn't answer him.
Well, it's not a serious question. It's a serious question to you. But what I'm saying is that if you can have a team that ends up, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, because you're not going to be biased, unlike Rock over here. But the reality is, we've had 2 premierships in the last 11 years. Well, that's not too bad. And I think right now, if you ask any team in the AFL, would they take that? They'd say, fuck oath, I'd take that.
We're talking about 2025. Forget about the past. We're talking about what's coming up from now until. Wait a sec, Manny. We're talking about what's going to happen from. Why you keep bringing back the past? Because what you're doing is you have no idea what you're saying, right? And you're trying now to throw it onto Essendon, onto Carlton. We're talking about 2025 and moving forward, right?
I don't mean to interrupt you either, Rocco.
Right?
And I'm also talking about sustained success, not picking up a flag here and there once or twice a decade. Every successful club of the last 30 years has had a mixture of talent throughout the age ranges, and they've been able to maintain their success. You know, Geelong's the obvious example that they don't necessarily ignore the draft. They pick and choose what they need as they come. Collingwood have gone to that end without sustaining from the bottom.
Well, Carlton's another great team.
You're making a lot of sense at the moment, mate. But don't start getting the Fourever Rivals, start the rumble, mate. Because if we start the rumble, this night's going to go on for another hour.
Yeah. Look. You know what, Scott? I know what your point is. And you're saying to me that, come in 2 years' time or 3 years' time, we may be another Richmond Football Club. You might be right. However, I'm happy to take these last 11 years, these 2 premierships. And you know what? At the moment, I'm looking at 2025, and I reckon this year Collingwood is going to have a good year. Yeah. Now, will we win the flag? That's a big ask. But will we play finals football? I reckon we will. Now, for me, it's, right now, I understand what you're trying to say, but I can tell you right now, you'd love to be in Collingwood's position, because in the last 29 years, not 30 years, Mark, they get it wrong. In the last 29 years,
not yet.
As they would say, as Manny would say, kudos.
We were in Collingwood's position 30 years ago, and it took you that long just to catch up.
Yeah. You know what? You probably I reckon what's sad for you, Scotty, is that you get up every day and you sit there and you say, is it your mum and dad that are Carlton?
The old man is.
Yeah. So I feel, look, my heart goes out to you, and you're sitting there and you're saying, but Dad, why did it have to be Carlton?
Anyway,
My
I
dad.
love the way you deflect it. We're talking about you keep deflecting the question, Manny.
No,
You're
not
a
at all.
perfect politician,
Not
mate.
at all. But you can't sit
Yes,
there
you
and tell
are.
me you can't compare. You can't compare right now, especially the last 20 years. All right, I'm not going to give you the last 30 years.
Again,
You
I'm
can't
not
compare.
talking 20 years. We're talking now moving forward.
Well, right now, like I said to you, come back to me in by round 5 and 6, right? And then we can sit there and we can discuss what Collingwood's future may be. But right now, in my heart, I believe that we actually got a couple of good years ahead of us. Now, whether it means that we're going to deteriorate and then we're going to be going back to like what Richmond is and so forth, sometimes the teams need that. You know, sometimes the clubs need that. I mean, look at the Essendon Football Club. They haven't played finals football for a long time. They're struggling at the moment.
Shut up. Don't talk about the Essendon Football Club. Just move on.
You know, so look, like I said, watch this space. Talk to me in about 5-6 weeks' time.
That's fair enough. Thank you very much, Manny.
No worries,
Good on
Scotty.
ya.
Yeah.
Good
I
luck,
don't
boys.
want to eat up too much time, but I do have a very quick one for Mark.
Hey, everyone, get on, jump on. The link is there. Jump on and let's have a bit of a chat. Come on, guys.
Mark, it's
Yes,
a simple one.
Yeah, mate, go for it.
Is the Essendon Football Club a contender?
Yeah.
They're not contenders. They're not contenders to win the grand final, but they're.
I'm sorry, Mark. I don't mean to interrupt, but what's the point of contending if you're not a contender?
Yeah, I know. I'm with you there, Scotty. But there's a difference between contending and being contenders. So I don't think Essendon are contenders to win the grand final, but they'll be contending to play finals. That's. I know it's hard to get through that theory of what I'm trying to think of, but
This is
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Because
are you guys contending to play the grand final or contenders?
we're absolutely contending,
Contending.
and I've
But
no
are you
shame in saying
contenders?
that.
Of course you're contending, but are you really contenders to make the grand final? That's the big
We're
question.
absolutely contending to contend as
the
most contending of contenders.
You're contending. We're all contending, but are you really contenders? That's the key.
we are contenders, Mark.
I think we are contenders.
Okay, well that's
I
fine.
think we are contenders.
I don't think we're contenders to
100%
make the grand
contenders.
final. I don't think
We
we're
made
contenders.
finals in the last 2 years. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? 2 years
That's
ago,
right.
I'm telling you, we beat Brisbane and we beat Collingwood in the grand final. I don't care what anyone says, man. We are, and then last year we had injuries that got us to a position we limped into the finals, right? We are. I'll put it on there, mate. We are definitely contenders this year.
Yeah,
We're
Contenders to
contending.
make the grand final.
We're contending. We're contenders. Everything with the
Pretenders?
content. Yeah, that's
That's a different wording. You're
Did you-
contenders.
Did you say
contenders.
Did you
You're
say
not
pretenders,
we're
Rock?
contending and we're contenders.
No, you're
Oh, yeah, pretenders.
Huh?
You're contenders. You're not
Yeah,
contending. Contending means that
Oh,
you're not, hopefully that you can make
contending.
the finals.
Sorry, Rock. I
Thing is,
thought,
Mark, I would find it incredibly difficult for the Essendon Football Club to even be contending when you do not have a single A grader on your entire list.
Yes, we do. Number 7, Zach Merritt.
Name one. Zach
Look
Merritt,
for the-
B
look-
plus at best. That is his absolute ceiling.
Look into the positive. Sam Duran, possibly.
But he's not an A
David
grader
Burwell,
now.
possibly. Zach Reed, possibly. These are some players that are coming up and through the ranks. Yeah. So
They got to become B graders first, Mark.
well. Sometimes
You can't go
it's
from
better to
C
have-
to A.
Sometimes it's better to have 15 B graders than have 3 or 4 A graders. Yeah.
That's
You
the whole
haven't got-
point that I just got over with Manny.
Because
They've
most teams, the bottom 5 players, if they're not at least a C or B grade, those teams won't win a premiership. If
Hey,
your bottom
Scotty,
five,
let me ask
if your
you. Hey,
bottom
Scotty, let
five
me ask you a
players, if
question.
your bottom 5 players are at least a C plus to B, then you win the flag. You tell me your 5 bottom players, Carlton, that you think are going to make a difference to Carlton this year, Scotty.
Well, hang on. But does Carlton have? Are you telling me that Carlton at the moment has proven that they have A grader players?
Yeah.
They have.
What?
Yeah.
You don't reckon our captain? You don't reckon
We've got the most
you
stacked
don't reckon
A-grade
the
list in the
Brownlow
league.
medalist? You don't reckon the Brownlow medalist is an A grader?
He's a superstar. Don't worry about him. He's a superstar.
What do you mean? Don't worry about him. There's one.
We've got the undisputed GOAT.
Go on.
47 Brownlow votes, Manny.
Go on.
Yeah.
But to answer Mark's question, because that's the better question, we've got players such as Jordan Boyd, Orazio Fantasia, Brody
jeez,
Kemp.
Orazio.
Yeah, he's going to kill it.
Fantasia. Yep, I agree with you, Scotty, because that's all you guys have at the moment.
We've got Alex Chincotta.
You're living in fantasy, Scotty. You're living in fantasy.
And because of how deep our depth goes, Mark, I would even put Sam Doherty as that fifth towards the bottom of the list that Cannon will raise.
Yeah. That's the key to Carlton this year.
What about someone like Cottrell? He's definitely looking like he'll lift, and he looks good already. He was injured last year.
B minus.
Someone like an Ollie Hollands, and what about someone like his brother? We could call him in the bottom. He's right up there, right? And what about someone like someone who's got a lot of potential to lift? Is Camporelli, man? He's come in and looks like a footballer already. Like
and we got two of them.
I just got a delivery. I just got a delivery for. Is this for Quinn? No worries, thanks, mate. Quinn, where are you, my friend? Just got a delivery for you, Quinny. Where are you, Quinn?
Anyway, what do you reckon about Curnow and Harry and Wiedering? You reckon they're A graders? I mean, Wiedering's made a.
For sure.
Right. So you asked the question and I'm answering it, right? And then Mark asked about our bottom five, and I've just given you 5 or 6 who I think. What about someone like Cowan? Do you know who Cowan is? He's definitely now probably bottom 6, and he's one that's really, really lifted to the next level. Like, how many more do you want?
Rocco, what honestly, it's for me. What's really sad is you're sitting there and you're trying to tell me.
No, what's really sad is that Mark asked the question and I'm answering it, and now what you're trying to do is be funny. We've actually done is
reality.
Let me talk, Manny, before I take you off. Right? What we've done is we've asked serious questions here, and we're answering it. Even Mark answer it. But what you do is, the perfect politician, you went about, you're bringing out the wooden spoon, you're trying to deflect, just like your shit team. We're answering the questions that you've asked us. And that's what you've done. Again, you've just proved my point. You cannot answer serious questions. You've just proved
there is my friend.
Bottle job football club, Collingwood, bottle job.
Yeah, no, look, at the end of the day.
Answer the questions, Manny.
Well, the reality is, Rocco, you can sit there and tell me that you've got A-grade players, and they all can be A-grade players. But I can tell you right now, your A-grade players have not shown anything except for the Brownlow medalist who's won it 2 years in a row. That's it. You've got nothing else to show.
What about the Coleman medalist in the last 3 years?
You've got nothing else to show.
What are you talking about? What about the Coleman medalist in the last 3 years? What about being an All-Australian squad?
Look, we're talking about the team. We're not talking about individuality.
Don't talk over me, Manny.
I'm an individual. You can't fool me.
Don't talk over me because what you're trying to do, I know what you're trying to do. You must have done this at school, right? When people started to attack you, you tried to be funny to try to push it away. Listen to me. You asked a question. You asked a question. Wait a second. I'm not going to let you go, Manny. I'm going to take you off in a sec. You asked a question, didn't you?
No. I didn't ask a question.
You asked a question. You said, who are your A-graders?
Well, that's right, because
when I answered you and you tried to be funny.
It's stupid what you just answered. Doesn't make sense.
No, I didn't, because you asked me a question.
Because if that's the best you can give me in terms of A-graders, let me tell you something. They've done nothing. Nothing.
What do you mean they've done nothing?
Hello,
What do you mean they've done nothing?
They've done nothing.
Well, what do you mean
Manny,
they've done
the
nothing? I don't
2023
understand.
premiership
We're not talking.
was decided, was given to Collingwood by
Sorry,
two
Rocco.
extremely contentious umpiring decisions. One to get you the win in the prelim, and one to get you a win in the granny. That's why it's a big fat asterisk next to your last flag, Manny.
Yeah. No. You know what, Scotty? You're right. And you know what? I'm really looking forward to. I think is it round 4. I think
Well,
it's
you
round
won't be there. You won't be there.
So I'm looking forward to round 4, and then we can separate my B and C graders with your A graders.
Oh, and I am looking forward to that.
Can I come into the VIP lounge with Mr. VIP?
Of course.
Scotty's probably thinking, why the hell did I come on this show for, mate?
No, he's loving it.
You've been good value, mate.
Right, now you understand what I go through, because with these guys, no matter what you ask him, Manny just tries to, and he does this at work. He just deflects everything. He never answers a question, right? So what he does is he tries to get people on side by doing his little antics. Ooh, you're trying to be funny, but you can't answer a serious question, Manny.
But your
Name
opinion.
your fucking back line. Name your back line that's going to play on Sunday. Name it now.
Well, look, we don't know.
Name it now. I don't want to hear. I want to hear 6 names without blowing your eyes. Name 6 names.
All right. Well, all right. Let's start with
The back pocket.
the captain.
All right. Yeah. All right. So you say more.
Mr. D.
Name them. Stop trying to extend and stop trying to look at the paper on the ground, man.
Hang on. We don't know the team yet.
All right, then what's the 6 that you think are going to play in the back?
What are your best 6, Manny? What are your best 6?
Well, look, I think that it goes without saying that we need to. Where do we start? Where do we finish? I mean, we've got Darcy Moore.
I think I'm going to run for. I think I'm going to run for Prime Minister this year. As I go, shut up,
Wayno.
Rainer. Who?
Rainer.
Quainer. Hey, listen. Have a little bit of respect.
Hey, he still hasn't done it. He still has not done it. I'm just asking a simple question. Name your best 6 backmen. Name.
Manny, does Jeremy Howe play in the back line in 2025?
That's a good question.
I don't think he will.
Where's he going to play?
I think he's going to play in the front.
In the front.
He will play in the front. Yeah.
That's a new terminology for our thing. Hey, listen, I reckon we can add to this. Here we go.
Hey.
We got Peter V here. Peter V. Boybagger.
Number 1 sicko. Number 1.
I tell you now, out of all the sickos in the world, we have got the
25.
number 1 sicko right here.
How's it going, mate? I thought you number 2. I thought it was number 2.
What's that?
Actually, to start with, Rocco, why are we down the bottom? Why are we down the bottom?
Because you've come in
you
late.
put that guy,
It's just the way it's set up.
mate.
How are you, Peter?
Yeah, that's harsh, mate. What's going on?
What do you reckon there, Peter Bluebagger? What do you reckon there about this fakeness from the top 2 here?
Okay, I'm going to go. All right.
Be careful.
No, there's no be
All right,
careful.
Well, we're Carlton going up, all right. Tough luck. No ifs about it. Now, with regards to Manny over there. Nah. Regards. Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to express yourself there, Pete, because all I can tell you right now is, as I said earlier on, and the reality is,
No, I'm not afraid, mate.
you have nothing. 30 years and 29 years, you've got nothing.
Oh my God, we're still talking. Hey, Manny,
ask you a question, Manny.
While Peter's going to ask a question, what I want you to do is write down your back six. That's all I'm asking you. Write
Next
down
week's
your
show.
back six.
That's not the question. Go on,
Because
Pete,
you don't
ask the question. I want to know what Peter's question is. Go on, Pete.
All right, I'll ask the question. If you have all your just say you guys have got a shitload of injuries. May happen, may not. Who knows? Where's your depth, mate? Where is your depth?
Who's
like that.
Manny or Mark or Rocco?
No, he's not going to ask us. We know our depth. He's asking Manny. He's asking Manny.
Mate. Manny.
Oh, Manny. Okay. Where's your depth, Manny?
Look, Pete. The reality right now is that we've got to talk about depth. It's a new season. You know, talk to me in about 5-6 weeks time when we're going to know we're going to know where exactly we're going to be right now. Hopefully, we've got a better start than what we had last year, because last year we had a pretty bad start, and we got done by about 32 points by GWS last year.
Manny, we haven't got all nine. He's asked you a question about your depth.
That's fine.
It's about 2 inches deep, Manny.
We don't know. But all I can tell you is that we've got a fit side. And look, you want to talk about depth, right? Last year, Carlton, did they have depth at the start of the year? They had depth. And then what came along? Depth. And you had also injuries.
Injury-prone plays.
There you go. So
we've actually got rid of half that problem. Now we've actually got more depth coming in. And also, I'll say this for Collingwood. I'll actually be nice to you, Manny. I think you guys will be right up there this year. However, once Pendlebury, once a few others retire, plus the fact you got a lot less players under that 25 bracket, you never know. You'll probably go down like Melbourne. I'm just saying.
You know what, Peter? You might be right. Time will tell. All I know is right now is we've got a couple of flags. We won it 2 years ago. It's still fresh in my mind, in my heart. And all I care about is I want to see some good football. Now,
Manny, I'm not going to ask my guests to come on, right? And you're just going to ramble our guests. Our guests to come on, ask you a question, and you've gone around. You haven't answered one question, bro. One question. You're embarrassing me. I've actually got my friends on here, and you've embarrassed me. I'm embarrassed to say I know you. Hey, listen, you guys, let's not worry about Manny, because he can't even name his back six. We got a question for Marco. I reckon Marco maybe will answer a bit more.
Go on, Mark. You answer the question.
Thanks for coming on board, Peter.
No worries, mate.
Are you asking me a question, or are you going to ask Rocco a question?
All right, I'll ask you a question. Very similar. You say in terms of these A-grade players, the only ones I can find from your squad is Merritt, Nick Martin, possibly, but what about the others? And also Keiko, and also you got Keiko and Nate Caddy. Who else is going to be inside that forward line to make up that difference that Stringer has kicked for the last, say, 2 years, for example?
You're spot on there, Peter. Look, obviously, just a new recruit there in Keiko is going to be like, he hasn't even played a game yet. He's just played some practice games, but he looks quite lively and he knows where the goals are. So promising to see him get out there and kick 2-3 goals. He's actually quite good friends with Caddy. They're quite they used to play junior football together. So I'm just hoping there's a bit of a double package now. We don't have to have one package in Jake Stringer. We've got double
package.
We've got the double.
Has anyone filed a missing persons report on Peter?
Keiko and Caddy, young players. Obviously, Caddy's the second year. This guy's going to be a gun, mate. Honestly, he's going to take over the Camerons and the Rewalds, the centre half forwards. This guy, Even Kerno, he's going to be the next generational footballer in the forward line. Coco and Caddy, watch the space, yeah. But we do need our leaders in our forward line, such as Langford, Peter Wright. You think of these players; they need to just step up.
Peter Wright hasn't played in like 8 or 10 months.
Well, exactly right, Scotty. And they're players that are on your list, and they need to make. They're on the list for some reason. So if you've got someone like a Peter Wright, that's he's a big man. He can spoil. He can take a strong mark, contested mark. He can bloody fucking beautiful goal. And you have these young players such as Caddy.
Harrison Jones. What? Harrison Jones.
I was going to that. Yep.
We traded, right? We got some from you guys, and you got the pick 6 with Harrison Jones, and I haven't seen much.
Yeah, Harrison Jones. I think what they do with Harrison Jones now, I've noticed that a lot of clubs now are starting to look for a kind of forward flank wing, tall, and he's starting to. Obviously, the last few games they've used him in that position, and he's actually playing quite well in that position. So he'll be a leading half forward flank wing, contesting along the wing, and obviously kicks a goal or two a game. But the key is going to be Peter Wright, I think, Caddy, Langford. You need the players like even the Gresham that we've recruited from St Kilda, small mid again, needs to get in the contest. We've still got some young players, Archie Perkins, forward flank, getting out there and just more experience. He's a big-bodied player as well. The goals will come, and some of those second-tier players, I think we need to start stepping up. And also our leaders, Mason Redmond, Mackay, all those players that have been there in and about now needs to kind of step up. So hopefully we'll be all right this year, mate. We'll be fine. We'll be contending, that's for sure. We'll be contending.
Right.
Just quickly, thanks, Ozman. He's gifted us one TJP membership. So thanks, brother, man. And we'll see him on Sunday. Make sure everyone gets your tickets and you can meet him. Yeah. So actually, I still think you're a load of rubbish side, but that was actually not a bad answer there. Just quietly.
Not bad.
It's not a bad answer at all.
He answered the question. He answered the question.
I'll give you that.
Seba's got a message for you. That's what he thinks. Hey, make sure you get on, guys. Hey, Seba, jump on, mate. I want to hear you say something to him. Jump on, Seba.
Get off or...
Well, I think like anything, it's fair to say that there's mixed emotions when it comes to the start of a season, and every club is going to have, obviously, you look at Essendon Football Club, what you'll want to be able to do is hopefully play some finals football. Now, if you do that, no, on a serious note, you play finals football, you've gone one step better. Yeah, you have. Now,
well, first of all, Lone Wolf fan, thanks, mate, for the $5. He reckons the only thing they're contending is for the wooden spoon against Richmond. So we all tend to agree.
Got the wooden spoon out before, mate.
I've got the spoon. It's actually a Jamie Oliver spoon, which it's got a bit of class to it, and it'll go to the Richmond Football Club for sure. But so you've got Carlton now. Carlton played finals football. I mean, they got done hard. They left it till the end to try and catch up. Whatever it was.
I didn't say that.
You got. I actually was talking to an Essendon supporter yesterday. Actually, today, I think it was today. It was today. Yeah, and Rocco was in my office at the time when he actually turned around and said, "If we can't win it, why would I want to play finals football?" So this is what the Essendon Football Club supporters. This is what they want. They're not happy with saying, "Oh, let's just play finals football." They want to say, "Right, we need to really." We really want to win this. That's what it's all about. I mean, me personally, I'd be saying, at least play a couple of years of finals football, get that bit of experience behind your young players to be able to then be more competitive. For Carlton now, I mean, Carlton has come over the last couple of years, and I can tell you right now, if it wasn't for injuries, and And Rocco knows I've got a soft spot for Carlton, even though he hates Collingwood, because my beautiful wife is a Carlton supporter. And I can tell you right now, all right, that Carlton, all right, no, on a serious note, Carlton was unlucky with their injuries. You know what I mean? So that's what I was trying to say to you before, Scotty. It doesn't matter how much depth. Doesn't matter how much depth you may have. All you need is to have, like TDK last year. All right, TDK, as far as I was concerned, the first part of the season, he was a superstar. That kid is a superstar. All of a sudden, the injuries come along, and what happens? The whole team falls apart. And and the other
same thing happened to Collingwood, Manny.
Yeah, and the other thing is that you got to remember that coaches, when these injuries come along, coaches have to start making changes. They want to start shuffling players around to try and see if they can get the best from their players. And to be honest with you, I think that Carlton has that big, tall Harry that he can play anywhere, that kid. He can play in the front. He can play in the back. He's probably one of the few players that Carlton has that can be playing everywhere. Yeah.
Where's he going to play in the back, man?
He actually
playing in the back.
And he actually saved Giras.
I don't know about that.
He actually saved Giras against I think it was against GWS. It was one of the interstate teams where he saved Giras.
That was you're talking about Curnow.
Curnow. Yeah.
Manny, do you even know what you're saying, mate? Like,
Curnow, sorry, yeah. You're right, Curnow.
Mate.
So my point is that, you may have your A graders, your B graders, and I don't believe in that. I believe that this is my team, and I've got to get the best out of my team. Now, if you get injuries, I'll give you another example. 1990, Scotty, you weren't even around. Peter, I don't know if you were around. Okay,
I know about 1990. That's
okay.
That's why half of our generation hates
the only reason
win in 1990.
The only reason Collingwood won that year, the premiership, was because every other team had injuries. And when we played against the Bombers, it was the injuries that's what it was, because there was no hope Collingwood was going to win that
All right.
year.
Anyway, my God, mate, what have you got fucking a vibrate up your ass? Shut up, man. You've talked like for 10 minutes. You've said nothing.
Let's go to the fucking Manny show.
Hey, Peter. Peter.
Where's Peter gone?
No,
Peter, don't do anything silly. Peter.
Oh my God. I was just about to ask him something, and he's stood up. Hey, Peter, I'm just going to, thanks for coming on, mate. Make sure you come on next time. We'll get someone else on. Thanks, mate.
Yep,
we'll see you on Sunday. We'll see you Sunday.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, the Bombers.
Oh, look at this, mate. We got the Semper on.
No fucking way. What's going on, boys?
Who's this
Oh,
fella?
the tribal chief, mate. The tribal
Hold on a
chief.
minute. I've got to have a look at my views here. What's going on? Good.
Views for what,
Seba.
mate? Views for what, mate? This is when everyone comes and watches
this
now.
is the one. Now I can see you.
Now you got
see what
Mini
you
Mars
look like,
here.
huh?
What have you got to say, mate? What have you got to say
geez.
about these two bananas here, mate? Just a second ago, Manny reckons that Mackay can play in the back line. He's a great defender, he just said.
I made a mistake. I meant Curnow.
So now Manny is basically Brendan Bolton, is what you're saying? He's basically what are we going to chuck Wiedering up forward too? We're going to have him drifting up the ground like Jeremy Cameron. Come on, Manny. You're losing it. Your team's fucked this year if you don't make the 8. You know that. That's it. You guys have got no draft picks, no nothing. You guys are finished if you don't make the 8.
You've actually thrown everything into this because you picked up these guys. You spent $700 million on a back pocket, right? And now, if you don't make the 8, I'm telling you, it's all over, mate. Hopefully that depth that you haven't named yet, Manny, hopefully it comes through.
They got Ash Johnson to come in. He's a champion.
Johnson, that's
He's
right.
a champion. I don't think Manny knows who Ash Johnson is, though. So
Did you see him lose his boot in the All-Stars game?
I didn't watch it.
He couldn't even tie his fucking shoelaces when he got it back.
He was wearing
Legit.
his left boot on his right and his right boot on his left. Maybe that's why. Too many beers before the game.
You might be
Oh.
right there, Seba. You might be right. You might be right.
What do you think?
Speaking
Matt-
of nose beers, Manny, how's Jordan De Goey going to start his season? When are we going to see him?
No. You know what? The Goey he's looking good, man. He's looking fit, and that's what it's coming down to.
No one's seen him for 6 months.
What do you mean?
He's too busy doing raffles. That's what he's doing. He
He's
thinks
dodging
Portelli.
charges.
Hey, he thinks he's Portelli, Adrian Portelli.
Adrian Portelli. He's making $1 million raffles, mate, trying to get rid of Lamborghinis, mate.
Nah. What do you think, Manny, about your season? What do you think's the key to you guys potentially winning the flag, which is won't, but what do you think the key is?
Well, you know what? I think Geelong was one team that has proven that, everybody was sitting there saying, oh, geriatrics, and they end up winning a flag. Sometimes, we sit there and we say geriatrics, but it doesn't come down to geriatrics. I think it just comes down to the fact that you got players that have got experience and you got players that got no experience. And it's all about whether you can get that team to click. Now,
Geelong had half a dozen players under the age of 25 that could actually kick the ball.
Okay, but you can't base it on 25, or you can't base it on 5 players under the age of 25. You got to place it on having a team that's going to be fit, so no injuries. And Carlton Football Club was a proof of how injuries dominated the whole year. But going back to asking me how I think Collingwood's going to look, I think we're going to finish comfortably in the top 8. I wouldn't be surprised if we finish in the top 4.
Yeah, but what is the key? What unlocks the top 4 for you guys?
Can I just say, Glurkin has made it.
Riddles.
I love this. Man, he's incapable answering a question. He just talks in riddles. That's all he does. You're like, I'm going to call you. From now on, you are the Riddler. That's what you are, mate. You're just in riddles.
It's all right, man.
You know what?
I'll cut that last year, mate. I'll cut that last year.
Hey, listen, water off a duck's back, mate. I mean, look, Seba, at the end of the day, we're talking about a number of players that, sure, they're getting to an age now where
This is the best, mate. I'm
right.
I've broken him.
How long story short, mate?
Look, the reality is, we've got some players that probably should have hung their boots last year. Sure.
Look,
Name them.
I'll give you Nick Dacos.
Well, Pendlebury is definitely one player that I think that wasn't going to even. I even think that Tom Mitchell, even though Tom Mitchell isn't that old, I just think that Tom Mitchell at the moment, with the injuries that he had last year, and sometimes it's all you need. All you need is to get injuries and then think to yourself, you know what? Am I able to play competitive football? And that's what it comes down to.
But are you more or less injury prone once you're above the age of 30?
What do you mean? I don't think injuries matter how old you are. Okay, it's about how well you can maintain fitness. I mean, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. 39 years old. Right?
Comparing him to Ronaldo.
Yeah. I'm giving you an example of a 40-year-old.
Tom Mitchell's Ronaldo.
I'm telling you, I'm giving you an example of a 40-year-old, 39-year-old who's playing top-tier football, right? And it's all about fitness. So it doesn't matter the age. All right.
To be honest, with sorry, Manny, but Scotty, to be honest, mate, there's a lot of younger players now that are getting more injured than what the older players are. You know what I mean? So whether it's the pressure, the expectation to perform every week, the young kids now, they're getting injured a lot quicker. Too much expectation as opposed to a 31 or 32 like a Pendlebury. A Pendlebury now, mate, he'll play for another year or two as a fitness fanatic.
I hope he does.
Because they're setting their program, they're setting their routine, their eating habits, their training. So you'll notice that a lot of younger players now are getting more injured than what the older players are because the pressure. That's what I've noticed the last probably 4 or 5 years.
I just
What
quickly,
about-
thanks again. Just thanks again to Oz. Again, he's gifted
He's
5
gone bang.
TJP, mate. What are you doing, brother? Thank you
He's
very
gone
much.
bang.
Hey, make sure you get down to the show and you can you can have a beer with this bloke. So yeah, thanks for it again, mate. You're a star. You're a star. Yeah, no, look, I tend to kind of agree, Mark. But the question was, it's pretty simple. I mean, what are we doing with these riddles? The question was, are you more prone to getting injuries when you're over 30? There's only you don't think that once you get over 30, you're more prone to get injuries.
No. We'll go back to what
Ronaldo.
We'll go back to what Mark said. We'll go back to what Mark said. Or let me ask you a question. If you got a young side, hey Seba, if you got a young side, would you say you got a young side?
Probably more middle age, but
Yeah, we're about middle.
Yeah,
We're about
okay.
middle.
About middle of the road. I'd say middle.
Okay. What about your list last year?
What
Injuries.
What about it?
Look at your injuries.
Yeah, but
That's what you guys are putting down.
Rocco can attest for this. Rocco can back me up. Me and Mars, we were always one where we never said the injuries was the issue. Personally, it was the issue for maybe 5 or 6 games. It started after the North Melbourne game getting really bad, and which we had basically a full side in that last North Melbourne game during the end of the year, and we're in a fucking dogfight with them. And Rocco and Mars were punching on over this, which I don't think injuries was the problem, apart from the last couple games, which they fumbled.
But again, the question is, again, you're being politician about this. And if you're saying to me that at any age, if you're saying to me that once you hit 30 playing AFL, you're not I'll give you another question. You reckon once you've done a hammy, you're more prone to do another one?
Of course you are.
Right. So after 30, when you've been playing for 12 years, you're trying to tell me that you're not more prone. It doesn't mean that a young player can't get injured. Look at Jagger Smith. He hasn't even played a game and he got injured. We're not saying that. What we're saying is answer the question, Manny. And
No,
if you tell me, if you say to me, no, wait a second, Manny, right? If you're saying to me that you're not more prone to get injuries after you're 30, then you are absolutely stupid or you're lying. Which one is it?
No, well, like I said, we go back to what you said, Rocco. I mean, at the end of the day, what is it that you want me to tell you? You're basing it that it's going to happen. And I agree with what Mark said. It's all about preparation. It's all about fitness. It's all about maintenance. You know, you guys had like a young side last year and you guys had so many injuries. I mean, what was it? What does it go to? The reality is that, yes, it's like anything, isn't it? That when
since you're talking, who did we have injuries to?
I don't give a fuck who your players.
If you're going to talk about my side,
we've got injuries.
I want to know. Well, you're the one that brought it up, so I want to now know who were these injuries.
Like I said, I really don't give a fuck.
Then don't talk. Then don't mention it.
I'm basing it on what you're telling me.
Then don't mention it. Sorry, Manny. Sorry, Manny. No. Don't mention it if you don't know what you're talking about. You can't name one injury that we had.
Had too many injuries.
Who were they? Who were they so I can explain what happened? Who were they?
I'm interested in knowing your shit squad. I don't care. You guys
who were they, Manny?
And the way you guys are going at the moment.
But who were they? Stop trying to be a politician. Who were they? If your next word is not a player, right? If I hear an or anything, I'm taking you off. Who were these players?
Right. Let's start with TDK.
I'm taking you off. I said the next word is a player. Name one player. Just give me one.
I just told you.
Who?
TDK.
All right, so TDK was one injury, right? That was
a big injury. A big
Yeah,
injury.
he was
It's probably
one.
the main
But-
injury. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Right.
the main injury, but he was one that got he got his injury from just playing the game. But I'll give you another one because you don't know. But you get someone like Curnow, right, who's had previous knees and then does his ankle in a sprinkler. So we can't say that's an in-game injury. Like, it happened, it was a bad luck, and it cost him for the rest of the year. You get someone like McGovern who kept getting injury, but he's prone to get injury. He gets hamstrings every 3 weeks, right? We got Walsh who had the back injury. He's been playing with a back injury for 2 years, mate. So
Yeah, well, then, you Rocky, you get rid of those players, mate.
well, you can't get rid of like Walsh.
What do you mean you get rid of them? You get rid of them, mate. If they're prone to be injured all the time, get rid of them and get somebody else.
You could say that about Walsh, but he's still got more possessions than your shit Merritt, right? And he was injured.
It's not about going against Merritt.
But the thing was, wait up.
Just move on and get rid of him. You might get something out of him, mate.
Wait up.
Player that replaces him.
You're not going to get rid of Walsh.
Rocco.
Why not?
Was it not last year, Rocco? Was it not was last year? I think, unless I'm cooked. He came back against GWS, was it not?
Who's that?
Yeah.
Walsh. He came back against GWS last year. Yeah, and in those first 3 games, did he not tear all those games apart?
In the first 4, I think the first
He had
3 or 4
I
games.
think he had like 30. I think he had like 30, 40 possessions like every game.
And that was after 4 weeks of not playing.
And he had no preseason. He had no preseason. He had no preseason.
I could say like 3 games that Matthew Lloyd kicked 10 goals in every game, mate.
But you're saying you get rid of players like that. So what you're saying is effectively you're going to go and get rid of, I don't know, who's your main player, Merritt, after he's had 2 injuries and then he comes back, destroys him, and you're just going to get rid of him.
No. If he's a player that continuously gets injured, he might be valued to somebody else, and that can look after it, and you might get something to replace him, and be playing every week consistently for your club.
All right, then who would you?
He's just a name, mate. It's a name.
Who would you?
He's just a name, Walsh.
Or then you say that. Then you say that, Mark. But then who? If you're going to get rid of Walsh, you have to get a caliber of player that's similar. Who are you going to get?
Well, there's plenty of players out there, mate. Plenty of young players out there, mate. You can trade him for the draft.
Who's in the same caliber as Walsh that's available that you can get or that you could pry away?
That's the other thing too. They got to be available and they got to be gettable.
Well,
listen, it's one thing to sit there and say,
get rid of him.
It's one thing to sit there and say, and this is not me trying to. I'm not going to do what Rocco does because Rocco is a professional at it. But the reality is, all right, you've got a team you break for, you've got a team that you follow, you've got a team that you love. Now the reality is, over the last 2-3 years, right? Let's not go back.
We could have said this about Charlie Curnow as well, and he came back and won back-to-back Colemans.
Yeah, that's right.
But what I'm saying is, what is it that you feel is going to be satisfying for you as a Carlton supporter? Because right now, your main aim was to play finals football. You got there. I mean, right now, the expectation is that you guys should be playing in the grand final. There shouldn't be no other.
We should be playing in it. We should be winning it. We should be coming out of the season with the flag.
Okay. Could have, would have, mate. That's the thing. Should have, could have, would have.
No, but I'm not saying should have. I'm not saying should have, could have. I'm not saying should have, could have, would have. But what I'm saying is,
Mark would have loved Walsh to be at Essendon. Tracy Reid, a comment there. No, I don't want Walsh to be at Essendon because if he's injured,
rubbish. That's just being that's ridiculous.
Because it's just a name, Rocco. It's just a name. If he's going to continuously be injured, why would you want to put him in the team?
Man. He's not just a name. He's a quality midfielder. Probably better than any midfielder you've got.
I'm not saying he's not, mate. I did not refer nothing about his quality of playing football, but he's injury prone. So why would you want to
prone? Because even though I said, if you listen, Mark, I said he played with a sore back, but he only missed like a handful of games. He was still averaging about 25 possessions a game, and he was getting needles every fucking week.
Okay.
I didn't say he was injury prone. What I said was
You'd be loving Walsh to be playing every week for your club, every single week, consistently, 25 to 30 possessions. He's not doing that.
He does. He does.
But he's getting injured all the time. When he gets injured.
But he missed like 4 games last year.
Oh my God! For the last 2 years, he's only missed a handful of games.
And you've got all these gun Cripps and Walsh and fucking Curnow and all these players in your team, these A graders. I'm not going to put the hat back on, mate. I'm not going to put this hat back on, all right? But I'm just saying that if you guys got all these quality players that are consistently playing for your club, where are you?
They failed. They failed. You're right. They
haven't got.
Yeah, they have. But we've all been pretty transparent and said that as Carlton supporters. If you're not completely fucking deluded, that they failed, and you can't say that they haven't. Which they had their chance. They had their 2 years ago against Brisbane in the prelim. They should have won. They should have went through the grand final. They failed.
Yeah, and I understand.
We admit that, like last year, I know that Seba says, it wasn't. I believe that the injuries cost us. You can say whatever you want. You take out quality out of your side, the delivery is never going to be the same. It's going to be hard for the rest of the players. But in saying that, I'm not making excuses. 2 years ago, mate, we made finals, Mark. Like in the last 2 years, even last year, we kind of just fell in. We still made finals. Yeah, did we fail at the end? Yeah, we did, right? But we're hitting those marks. And then what you're saying is get rid of the players that got you there.
Yeah. You know what, Rocco? Excuses of players that get injured. If you've got a really good club and a good team, doesn't matter how many injuries you have, you got the depth in your team.
Rubbish.
And that was my reference of saying your bottom 5 or 6 players is going to make a difference.
Is rubbish.
Because regardless of the injuries you have, you'll always.
I agree, Mark.
Carlton haven't got it.
I'm telling you now, and we had this discussion last year, Marco, right? You take out 3 or 4 of your top players, and you're not even making the bottom 4.
No.
Yes.
It comes down to your depth.
When you take
good teams will substitute for those players, man.
When you replace one player with another and they're not up to the standard, you're trying to say you're going to get the same output out of that player that you've replaced that's a gun. Is that what you're saying?
You might not get the 100%, you get 90%. Right?
So that's right. So if you take out 2 or 3 of those players and you're not getting the same output, how can you say it doesn't make a difference? Are you to me, that's demented. That's demented to take out 2 or 3 of your quality players and don't think that that's going to make a difference.
But Mark, can I say something? Let's backtrack to about 20 minutes ago when you said that you will be contenders, which if you honestly believe that,
contending.
Well, it's contending. It's the same shit.
Contending.
Is it not?
Sorry, not contending, not contenders. We're contending.
Oh, well, you're going to be contending. Therefore, you're going for a flag, are you not?
No, we're contending, but we're not actually contenders at this stage, I don't think, for a flag. Anyway, okay, move on. Sorry. Let's move on.
What makes you think that you are now contending off the back of your past couple of years when you've failed to make the 8 and you what was it, last year or the year before, you were in there and failed miserably? What makes you think? What makes you think your team?
Seb, to be honest with you, mate, you've got to be mindful of the Essendon Football Club as well, mate. The last 2 years, we have been in the top 8 for the first 10 to 12 rounds. Even up until last year, we were top 4 for.
And where did you end up?
But it's a positive note to say that we're at least contending to be up there. But we're failing for some reason towards the end of the year, the end of the season. That's making us not contend anymore, right?
Is it injuries or are you just shit?
Whether it's belief, whether it's injuries, whether it's whatever, okay?
Or are you just shit?
No, we're not shit,
well,
mate.
It can't be, Mark. Sorry. I'm going to let you. No, it cannot be. You bagged me now, and then you just put in the word If it's injuries, I don't know. You can't put in the word injury.
I didn't say it was.
No, but it can't be because you said it doesn't matter.
No, I said there was a numerous amount of things that could have happened. I didn't say injuries.
No, but you said for Carlton, it doesn't matter about injuries. So why are you now using it as a... Right, but so why are you using the injuries as an Essendon excuse? You can't use that word.
I didn't say it was Essendon injuries. I said...
Yes, you did. You said it could be injuries, it could be this, it could be that.
It could be just, it could be morale. It could be a lot of things.
But it can't be injuries, Mark.
All right,
it can't be.
Mark,
you said it can't be.
Wait, Mark, so what do you think? What do you think is the main reason you didn't make it last year?
Yeah.
You've
So
been
this
there
year,
for so long.
No, so this year I believe that the coach is the third year running. Okay, so you've got to give a new coach, at least a couple of years to build his players and the trust and so forth. So I'm giving Essendon this year to make the 8. That's it. That is all. I'm not saying we're going to go any further, but we need to make the 8 because I think.
And if you don't, what do you do? Do you blow it up?
Blow what up?
Do you blow the whole list up? Start again?
No.
What do you do if you don't make the 8?
It can then come down to obviously, the preparation, the injuries.
But if you don't make
Injuries
finals,
again. This is what I'm saying. I just quickly, Jamie, just
the
quickly.
cold.
Wait a sec, Mark.
Gather around. Gather around. Round 4 guys.
Mark. 1 second for a sec. Wait. I'll let you talk in a sec. Jamie Kelly, mate. The link's there, mate. Anytime you want to come on and tell me that, it's fine. Get on.
Yeah.
Get on, mate. Or are you just a keyboard warrior? I'm sure you are. Anyway, keep going, Mark.
Genuinely, Mark, what do you do if you fail again? What do you do? Personally, I'd blow the whole list up because clearly they're shit. They're not good enough.
Me personally, or the club?
From your point of view, if you were running the ship, what would you do if you fail miserably again, like you did last year and the year before? Do you blow it up?
Right. I'm going to make a statement, right? And I should be saying this, but this is what I'm going to do. Okay. If Essendon don't make the finals in the next, not this year, next year.
No, this year.
This year. Okay. This year, if they don't make the finals, they're going to make some changes. That's all I can say.
What would you do? Not being an arsehole, what would you do?
I'll give you a tip. I'd probably throw James Hird back into the coaching. Dyson Heppel is actually James Hird. James Hird has gone back to Port Melbourne.
So go back to your ex.
Dyson Heppel has retired. He's gone back to the Borough. Tix Wangadine has gone back to the Borough. A couple of players have got delisted from the Essendon Football Club are all gone back to the Borough. So it wouldn't surprise me if maybe they just maybe have James Hird and Dyson Heppel come back to the Bombers.
So you'd be happy. You'd be happy going back to your ex.
Who's the coach? Who's the coach?
Coach. He can't read either.
Is that Voss?
I want to say coach. Jesus.
Is that Voss? Is that Voss?
He's becoming like the Brady Bunch now.
He's balanced out the screen.
Coach, good evening to you, sir. Can I say that it's only fair that over the last 20 years, there's only a handful of teams that could actually talk and say that they've had success in terms of, winning flags, rebuilding, winning flag, rebuilding. Right? Because the Collingwood Football Club's done it.
We'll be back in a minute because Manny's going.
The Richmond Football Club's done it, right?
Oh my God! Now, sorry, I'm wrapped that user come
has done it.
I'm wrapped that user come on, and you can experience what I got to go through every week with not answering one question.
Look, for you as a Carlton supporter, it's frustrating. All right, and through that frustration, there's anger, and I can tell you right now,
there's no frustration; it's just anger.
Yeah, and you're living, and as a supporter, you want to see you want to see your team do better, and you do. And like I said, apart from Collingwood, the Tigers, Hawthorn and Geelong, who over the last 15 years have been four of the most successful clubs, every other club just seems to be, we're getting there. You know, and I think this year, honestly, if Carlton has success in maintaining fitness to their players and no injuries or no freak injuries like what's his name with the I think Carlton potentially could be playing final
But
football.
Manny, the only success is not. I mean, yeah, I guess you can say some form of a success is measured in how far we got up the ladder. But for me now, success is nothing but a premiership. They don't win it this year, they're failures again. And I think about trading players. Genuinely, I think about trading players.
You got to.
I'm happy to see
at the end of the year,
who's realistic.
No, genuinely, look,
realistic.
Going into it, if look for me, obviously you got to make top four. That's the first key to winning the flag. I guess yes, Brisbane they did it from whatever, but that's the greatest final story ever. But if they don't win the flag for me this year, they failed again. I'd start thinking about trading certain players. That's just how I think.
Hey, we got Mickey boy. How you going, mate? I'm glad you can join us. How you been going?
Yeah, good. I'm glad you've opened up for us to come on.
Yeah, no.
I was I have to be honest, I was sitting there getting really frustrated trying to decipher what Manny was talking about, and then Mark started dribbling as well. I don't know what it is.
You
started to turn into Manny for a bit there, Mark. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah, but coach, the problem is that I can sit here and I can brag because my team, whether I like it or not, we've played grand finals and we've over the last couple of years we've won too. I mean,
you can't brag. You've been to 5 games in 10 years.
What's Carlton at the moment? What's Carlton at the moment? Tell me, what's Carlton? Okay, so you go to every single game, Seba. Big deal.
In the past 10 years, I reckon the last time I've missed a game is genuinely when I went to Europe.
There you go. So you're a heartbroken man.
I was watching it. Man. I was sitting at Tomorrowland watching the game in my tent.
So you're heartbroken. You said it before. You're frustrated. If you don't win it this year,
I'm not frustrated. I'm angry.
Angry. Yeah. There you go. You're angry. So I'm here to support you, mate.
I don't want your support.
I'm here to tell you that, and you should be angry.
I don't need support from the field.
It's good. It's good that you're angry. Don't be like Rocco, who lives in La La World. You went to La La World. Is that where you went?
La La World.
Where did you go? I don't know. What was this place you went to?
Tomorrowland. It's a music festival.
Right, Tomorrowland. So you went to Tomorrowland. You would have seen one of my mates that's down there.
The last time I went to Tomorrowland, we beat you. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun. That was good. That was actually very fun. That's
good. Now, were you at Tomorrowland?
Hey, Manny.
Were you sober? Were you sober or were you stoned?
Hey, Manny.
Taking his
Mic drop. Just drop the mic.
Manny, to be quite honest, mate, we've copped it a little bit tonight, mate. We've got these Carlton supporters jumping on for everyone.
Well, you know what? I've opened up the chat.
I'm talking.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
No, you're playing. Hopefully next week, Manny, we can bring some Bomber supporters and some Collingwood supporters on board. And
there's never been one Bomber supporter in the chat in 3 years.
And you interrupt them, mate, I'm going to give it to you sideways, brother.
Look, right? I might be talking to a mate of mine named Luke, who's a Collingwood supporter. He might come on board.
Bloody hell, let him on board, mate. I'm having a nice and easy tonight, Rocco.
Get this, Jamie. I'll hop off. Get Jamie Kelly on. I'm seeing him chatting shit.
All right. Thanks, Seba, for coming on, man. You're a star.
See you guys. Take care.
I'm going to hop off too, fellas. Love your work. Monday. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Scotty, man. You're a star. We'll keep Cooch on. Thanks, cheers, mate. Fellas. And we'll see you Sunday.
You're looking good, mate.
Yeah, so we got Cooch on. And as I said, Jamie Kelly has got a lot to say, but he can come on. I've put the link out there, and I was just about to say to you, Mark, and that, I was about to say, I've put the link out there. If your Bomber supporters and your Collingwood supporters are too weak to come on, what do you want me to do? I've given it to them. It's there. You know what? I'll put it again. I'll put it again for anyone that wants to come on. Mate, I'm opened up. I put myself out there every week.
I reckon might take him a couple of weeks to warm up, mate. It might take him a couple of weeks to warm up.
You're very intimidating, Rocco. That's what it is. You're intimidating.
So it should be. But you know what you are, Manny? You are a perfect politician. You have not answered one question tonight. You have done a great job for your team. So what do you reckon there, Miggy, or Cooch? I'm going to call you Cooch. What do you reckon? Have you got a question for these two bananas?
You might have a question for you.
I want to answer to the first question you asked. Manny still hasn't named 6 players on the team.
Oh, yeah, I like that. 6 in your back
Forgetting
line.
A, B, CJ, whatever, just 6 players.
All right,
yeah, just
all right.
Name your 6 backmen.
All right, let's start with Quainer.
Yep.
Maynard.
Yes.
He's reading off a sheet.
Yeah. I know, he's reading off a sheet that his son gave him.
What about Houston?
Houston, yep. Lock it in. Yeah. That's 4. You got 2 more to go.
More. What about Perriman? Is any good? What about Dimatteo?
Are you asking us? Or
I thought Perriman was a winger, to tell you the truth, but I'm not sure.
No, he's a defender.
Is he?
Yeah. He's a defender.
Right.
Yeah. You know. Frampton. Another defender. How many more do you want to tell you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
how many more do you want to read off the list that you
Jacob Ryan. He's we got Darcy Moore. What do you want to go? What do you want to tell you?
We've got a few here that could help you.
We've got Ray Shaw. I like Markov.
Richard Tamlin.
Yeah. How long did that take you? How long did that take you to look that up?
And we've also got Charlie Dean.
How long did that take you to look that up?
Thank you.
He's saying thank you to his son.
Well, he sits next to me, so he likes to get involved.
Very good, man. As I said, man, it's been good. Yeah, you've copped a bit of a barrage from the Carlton supporters, but hey, what did you think's going to happen if I put it out there and there's no one to support you guys?
Hey, listen, it's Fourever Rivals. It needs to be competitive, right? For me personally, like I said at the start of the show, it's sad to see that our friend Quinn, no balls. He realised that Richmond is finished for the next few years. I've got the gift ready for him, so I don't want him to feel that he's, not going to get anything, not going to achieve anything for the year. But look, at the end of the day, the beauty of a new season is the expectation, the hope, the thrills and the spills, who's going to be performing, who's not going to be performing. Sure. Collingwood at the moment, we're saying that, we've got the geriatrics. We've got players that, are prone to injuries. All you need is a little bit of luck, and you just need to be able to maintain, have enough players to keep changing them around. It's all it comes down to. I mean, Carlton last year, the one team that I thought was going to
come back over that again with you've said that like 8 times tonight, mate.
Well, that's
Like, relax. We didn't even ask you about Carlton again. You've actually repeated what you said half an hour ago.
He's forgotten to tick it off, Rocco. He's forgotten to tick it off the paper, so he keeps repeating.
Yeah, no, he keeps
Cooch,
like.
But Cooch, it's the barrage. You know what I mean? It's for me personally, because like I said, my wife's a Carlton supporter, yeah, and for me it's that there's this element of expectation. You want to see. I mean, I'd love to see a Collingwood Carlton grand final, and I don't care if Collingwood loses. Honestly, for me, it's the thrill of.
Yeah.
We know you're full of shit there. If you reckon that you want to see a Carlton Collingwood grand final and you don't care that Collingwood loses,
it wouldn't bother me. I'm saying it wouldn't bother me. I'd love for Carlton to win it more than anything for my wife.
Nah, stuff your wife. I don't give a shit. I don't care if it's like, Jesus Christ, mate. I hope they suffer and die, mate. Seriously. I don't give a shit, mate. Really, this is your footy team, mate. What are you talking about? This is Fourever Rivals, and you just said you wouldn't care if Carlton beat Collingwood in a grand final. Cooch, what would you think about Collingwood beating Carlton in a grand final? What would that do to you?
There could not be a worse feeling, I think, on earth. Absolutely would trash me. Of all the teams, for the despicable pies to beat us.
Would that be the same feeling that you probably felt when we beat you 3 years ago and you guys missed out on playing finals football?
Yeah, absolutely. That was a tear-shedding night for, I reckon, 90% of Carlton supporters. That
How
hurt
far
hard.
back do you want to go, Manny? Do you want to go like in the 1970 grand final? How far do you want to go back? How far do you want to go back?
No. I was just bringing to the table.
It'll hurt as much as when West Coast kicked a goal almost after the Siren to beat you in 2018, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Right. So shut up.
Yeah, you're right. It does.
Of course it hurt. All right, listen, man. It's been like Tom Sheed. Yes, that was him. It's been nearly 2.5 hours. I didn't think we'll go this long, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on, Cooch, mate. It's been a pleasure,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
No, so come back next week, man. We'll do the same. I think everyone enjoyed that dinner. We had a little bit of thing, but next week I really want the Collingwood and Essendon supporters to come on. What do you reckon?
Yeah,
Need some Richmond supporters too.
And some Richmond supporters, and next week we should have a Richmond supporter. But next week, the Richmond supporters, 100%, man. Bring them all on, and that's it.
It's it's
Here
great.
How long is this going to take, Manny? Are you going to talk about Carlton's injuries last year?
It's not my fault that I'm a poet, but I think it's fantastic to see that footy's back in town. We're all looking forward to it. Even the shit teams that are playing Sydney and Hawthorn, I'm actually going to enjoy watching the game because I'm really interested to see how well this young Hawthorn team is, because they're slowly developing. At the start of the year last year, we were all saying, they're going to. So this is going to be really, really interesting. But
what are you doing?
He's celebrating.
Happy
He's excited.
Anniversary, Carlton. Happy anniversary.
Is that for the 8,000 days that you haven't won a final?
Can I ask?
30
what
years.
What would be the crowd? What would be the expectation on a Gold Coast Suns and a Bombers game, opening round up in Sydney or whatever bullshit place they were going to play, Gold Coast? What would be the expected crowd? If they got 25,000, that would be like, man, they'd be over the moon. Yeah,
it's probably going to be about that.
Yeah, for them that's big.
Because you're talking about. I mean, not wanting to start with my politics, because believe me, I'm going to have a long season. I'm going to start with my politics. But if there's one team that should be not struggling with supporters, is the Essendon Football Club. Right. And last year they were struggling. And to have the audacity to want to say that you want to play your home games at the MCG. Oh, come on. I reckon the gods have done you guys a favour. They really do. They've done you guys a favour.
All right. I think we went off with have you got the last reply there, Mark, to that?
We'll wait for next week's episode, mate.
The last jab he gave you?
It's getting too late now, mate. We'll sort Manny out next week, mate. Don't worry.
Nah, that was good. Thanks, guys, everyone. Now, 2 things. Make sure you get your tickets for the thing. And even, what's his name? I'd like to see, what's his name here? The
Jamie.
one who was mouthing off a lot. I'd like to see you at the stage show and we can have a beer together. How's that? And you know what? I'll even shout you a beer. How's that sound? That sounds good. So get down and also join the tipping competition. Have you joined, Cooch?
No, not yet, but I will. I saw it today.
Join in. It's going to be a big one. Yeah, it's going to be a big one. So anyway, thanks for coming. That's been
Thanks,
great.
Cooch.
I hope everyone's enjoyed it, and we'll
Thanks,
see
guys.
you.
See you Sunday.
Nice to meet you, Cooch.
We'll see you next week. I got to find the where is the outro? Oh, here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. Go
Get it,
Blues!
Blues!
Hot pies.